acts of mass murder were intended to frighten our nation into chaos and retreat, but they have failed. We will make no distinction between the terrorists who committed these acts and those who harbored them.
Battle Commander, this is the MCC with a possible hijack. American 7-7, west of Washington, Scramble Lane.
On September 11, 2001, three 119th Wing North Dakota Air National Guard pilots scrambled F-16s from their alert detachment with the North American Aerospace Defense Command at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia, and were soon flying over the Pentagon.
Attention all aircraft monitoring Andrews Tower frequencies. Andrews and Class Bravo airspace is closed. No general aviation aircraft are permitted to enter Class Bravo airspace. Any infractions will be shot down.
The state's Emergency Operations Center was immediately put on alert. The North Dakota National Guard was activated to assist in the protection of state facilities and resources, as well as all our citizens. In response to a directive from Washington, the Guard was elevated to its highest stage of alert, THREATCOM Delta.
The North Dakota National Guard, by order of the President, assumed the airport security mission. For 8 months, the National Guard carried out this mission across the nation, with as many as 8,200 members on active duty. Operation Enduring Freedom began in Afghanistan on October 7, 2001.
They only let so many in at a time because they are clearing spaces. There's only so much real estate there for clearing out mine fields and stuff. The toughest part, I would say, that Afghanistan was the dust storms. That was when they'd come up. All in all, it wasn't too bad. You know, it was once you get in a groove of things, whatnot.
A year and a half later, Operation Iraqi Freedom was launched in Iraq on March 19, 2003. In one of the largest single deployments in North Dakota National Guard history, 3 North Dakota Army National Guard units were deployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom at the same time. Members of the 142nd Engineer Combat Battalion.
We worked on tent city support in Charlie.
We've built roads, we've we've done wood frame construction, we've done metal fabrication.
We got tasked to build 3 guard shacks.
We've done demolition, using explosives, concrete work.
I think we've poured it was 400 concrete slabs, but also prepping the tents there, just concrete slabs and junk all over the place.
Doing some stuff for Army Material Command, doing stuff for the new Striker Brigade that's getting ready to come in. We're pouring some concrete for those guys.
It's been a good project, but a lot of soldiers had enough concrete for a while.
Definitely done a full variety of engineer mission.
And the 957 Engineer Company were wrapping up their missions when members of the 141st Engineer Combat Battalion mobilized.
We've got to have our main supply routes open, and that's exactly what they ensure. Great soldiers doing very, very difficult and dangerous work.
Bill! Yeah! As far as the waterways, we worked in between a dam and a big bridge on main highway. We just made sure that the bridge and the dam were secure.
And actually some of us went down and trained at 10th Mountain Division. They ordered some boats to go up and down and patrol the waters. And again, it's not the mission that we're supposed to be doing. So, but of course, Sergeant Walker did such a great job. The 957 went and trained at 10th Mountain Division on how to do river patrols.
This strong entrance into the war in Iraq set the precedents for numerous successful missions that would follow.
The 141 Battalion, they were pretty much the pioneers of doing route clearance.
Nice shot.
See that? Coined the Trailblazers. We still called it Operation Trailblazer, but everybody else pretty much it was just named route clearance. You guys are route clearances, which is what we did. Probably one of the most respected missions in that theater of operations, I think.
There was actually thank yous to Trailblazers from other trans units, soldiers or other soldiers written on the Porta-John walls.
Once they knew what we were doing there in their AO, they always go, man, I wouldn't want to be you guys. They said that to us a lot. And we always looked at it like, I'm glad we're not doing convoy security, because those guys go 50, 60 miles an hour down the road and they don't see what's going to blow them up until they're right on top of it. At least we were going slow and trying to look for it and find it before it finds us.
Once you've gotten accolades on a porta-john wall, I mean, we should have cut the thing out and brought it home with us and put it in a trophy case. I mean, that's it.
Among those missions were 10 served by the North Dakota National Guard's 1st Battalion, 188th Air Defense Artillery Regiment. The unit has deployed overseas more than any other North Dakota unit since the Global War on Terror, or GWOT, began.
When we first got there, for probably the first 2 months, we were living with the Iraqis. We'd go with them, we'd live with them, and we were doing like a security for people who go out and talk to the Iraqi people, for the Mukhtars and whatnot. That's what we did for the first 2 months, and then from February to about July, we trained the Iraqi army on basic training missions on up, and then we moved up into platoon and company level leadership in the battalion. After that, we started doing route clearance.
Airmen also continue to serve GWOT daily by flying the MQ-1 Predator, a remotely piloted aircraft, in locations across the globe. Hundreds of North Dakota Guardsmen have served valiantly in combat conditions. They would continue to provide for the nation's defense by contributing to 24/7 combat air patrol units the spring of 2002, and then flying at least 2 F-16 sorties daily until the fighter mission ended in October 2006. Numerous heroic acts have punctuated the North Dakota National Guard's service in the global war on terror, from a Silver Star to many who have received the Bronze Star, and some with the distinction of valor, and airmen earning the Combat Action Medal. Dozens of these guardsmen have received Purple Hearts. 12 North Dakota National Guard's soldiers have been killed in action in the global war on terror, and an additional 12 service members with close ties to North Dakota are forever honored at the memorial that stands outside of Frayne Barracks in Bismarck. We will never forget those who have lost their lives answering the nation's call. Many more have been injured, and their sacrifices, and that of their families, will never be forgotten.
A feeling you'll never forget, having something like that go off that close to you.
You know, after you've had one go off on you, I sat there and shook. My legs were shaking uncontrollably. You try to get your composure back because you saw death just now.
At a rate of 65 service members for every 10,000 residents, the military commitment in North Dakota is more than 4 times the national average. This commitment is not only seen in our men and women in uniform, but in their families, employers, and communities who support their efforts. The North Dakota National Guard has deployed units and individuals from nearly every job skill and expertise to support these conflicts.
We got hit with so much stuff. We not only had our 9 cameras, we picked up 9 additional cameras, we picked up TAS, we picked up IR sensors, we picked up 3 ECPs, 2 were hospital walkthrough, 1 was a coalition vehicle entry gate. That's where we had to do our searching vehicles. We did HIDE, which was identification of people, doing retina and facial scans. We did so much stuff.
The position I signed up for was to lead a team of people that were going to establish all of the training for the Iraqi Air Force.
For 3 months, we basically set up HESCOs continuously, every day.
We train our entire careers to practice in a combat setting, and there I was, actually in a tent hospital. Our base took fire. We saw helicopters dropping off the wounded all day long. And
seeing these 18, 19-year-olds working in that environment and seeing the casualties of a war.
I think there's been a generation or a generation and a half that's been sold a little short. You hear about the media generation, the Nintendo generation. You hear all these labels that are put on people, and I haven't seen that. I think it's maybe not enough has been expected or demanded of people at times, and therefore they haven't shown what all they're capable of. We've demanded a lot of these people, and like I said earlier, they've continued to produce. They've met and exceeded our expectations, and I would have to say in every facet of what we've done over here. So I'd just like people to know that there's America's youth there's not a major problem with America's youth. They're strong, good, solid citizens, and they're over here making the best of less than great situation. No different than the people who have gone before them and done this in other conflicts.